Oh my God, what happened? Did he hurt you?
Hey, she's fine. We're fine.
She doesn't look fine.
Are you ready to die over this? Seriously?
Is this how you want your hike to end? Hi, I'm John Hamm. Over 100% of all domestic disputes are just two people trying to work stuff out. You getting involved isn't going to help. You don't know what's going on. I don't care what you think you see. Just keep your eyes down and keep walking. For more information on how to not get involved, go to www.don'tbeahero.com.
Aparte del cuerpo, tú haces que mi vida tenga más sentido. Haces que yo quiera estar contigo. Tú eres como el agua clara que llueve del cielo.
Cabrón.
Te quiero porque quiero que me quieras, porque como tú no hay nadie más que me pueda enseñar.
Chinga, qué pedo. Tranquilo, güey. Tranquilo, güey, tranquilo.
Con mis deseos en cuestión de piel.
Tranquilo, güey, tranquilo ya.
Hey guys, you hear that? Women don't owe men anything. No matter what you do, they don't owe you anything. So guys, don't take them out on dinner dates. Don't pay their bills. Don't buy them gifts. They don't need us anymore, guys. This song, did you hear the song? They don't need us for nothing. They're free. They can do whatever they want. Bros, just focus on yourself.
Can we ask the zodiac signs real quick?
Oh my God, no, bro.
Please.
No, bro. That shit
guess?
does not matter. It is not true,
guess.
bro.
I like when people guess.
Yes. Okay.
How do y'all feel when girls be saying that though?
I feel like a lot of the shit that you say is gonna be in fucking valid. That's exactly what because it's like this. If you wanted to guess my sign and I told you, you say, "Oh, I think you're a Cancer," and I'd be like, "No, I'm a Taurus."
Are you?
Yes, I'm a Taurus. Do I act like a Taurus?
You do.
I do?
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking Taurus.
You said that one coming.
Yeah, baby, that's crazy.
And here's a secret that many guys don't know, especially in today's day and age, is that women love nice guys. We may not understand how much we love and appreciate them until we're a little older, and we've gotten that sort of asshole phase out of our systems. I'd say by our late 20s, early 30s is the point in our lives when we're just exhausted by the jerks and we have no time in our lives anymore for them. So we really start looking for men who we know will be great long-term partners, aka nice guys, right? And that's you. And that's you.
Yo, what's going on, guys? What is going on, guys? Shout out Mr. Good Bread. Make sure y'all subscribe to Brutally Honest Good Bread and Mr. Good Bread Reactions. Dope channels. But what's going on, guys? That's the perfect video to start off with because they're gonna come at you as a nice guy after they've gone through the bad boys, and we can see how this kind of ties into what we talking about with P-Diddy, the emotional man that women want. When women want the emotional man, that's the type of man they want. Now I'm not condoning what P. Diddy did. Matter of fact, there's gonna be a whole breakdown roasting thing on P Diddy and how bullying can kind of stop that. Because what P Diddy did, you could tell that he did that because he didn't have nobody checked him. Nobody really tried to check him like that. Nobody really checked him like that. He didn't learn that he could be checkable. So he did that to the weak. He is crazy though. I can give you that. Like I usually the defend dudes that get into this. You may not like Andrew Tate, but I defend Andrew Tate until we hear the evidence. Tory Lanez. Actually, matter of fact, at first I made Tory Lanez guilty because I read some stories. I read some stories about what he did some stuff, and when I first heard the story, I said, okay, Tory Lanez did it. But when the evidence started coming out, it was like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But when I heard about Diddy, I was like, oh yeah, he did that. He did that. And there's so many different rumors over the years as to why, even when he changed his name from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy, Shine, Biggie, everything like that. There's some rumors. But now we have concrete evidence of some of the stuff that he has done. So we're going to talk about that, break down that. And then we're going to break down this video about this guy who is a father, who is a single mother, raised a hell of a son, and he decides to jump another father because his daughter is getting bullied by the other guy's daughter. So we'll talk about that, and then we'll break down bullying. Because the one thing I can say about Fresh and Fit, what I agree with, bullying needs to come back. Some kids need to be bullied, and some kids need to stop being sensitive. We're in a sensitive age now, where, because I can tell you, I used to be bullied, and honestly, if I wasn't bullied, I probably might be a wimpy adult for sure. And we'll break that down. But please hit that like button, guys. I appreciate that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll get you more videos. I'm actually going. I will actually do more streams. So I got shows prepared, lined up. This week, so make sure you guys check it out. So shout out Brutally Honest Good Bray. He said, "What glitter isn't always gold." Yeah, for real. What glitter isn't always gold, and you can tell that for real because a lot of times, dudes really want to go after a girl and what they really want, and when they actually get the girl, they realize it's not worth it. They realize it's not worth it. So let's get started with this. Let's get started with this breakdown. Shout out to 50 Cent posting this.
Of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The video, captured on multiple cameras, shows Combs assaulting.
And real quick, if you guys are, we gotta put this for YouTube's sake. A disclaimer for YouTube: if you're squeamish to actual violence, turn away. It's only a few seconds. But hey, it is what it is. So you gotta get that warning for YouTube.
His then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in a hallway at a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016. A lawsuit filed by Ventura in November last year and settled the next day referenced actions that seem to match those seen in this video. There is no audio. According to the complaint, Combs became extremely intoxicated and punched Miss Ventura.
All right, we're going to pause it for a second. We're just going to pause right there. See, that type of man, what I tell women is that when they say they want emotional men, that's the type of man you're going to get. Really, that's the type of man you're going to get. Because an emotional man, he doesn't have a lock. He really doesn't have a lock in his emotions. when he opens up and all this type of crazy stuff, and um, when when life starts happening and things start getting hard, he's gonna break, and he might break you. That's what these emotional men will do. Now, if he was stoic, if he was masculine, because he's masculine adjacent, you know what I'm saying? Like he definitely has the masculine traits, big dog, alpha dog, whatnot. He makes a lot of money. He's smart, a genius. He makes a lot of money, but he can't keep his feelings in check. And that right there can destroy a whole man when you can't keep your feelings in check. When you can't keep your feelings in check, you do stuff like this.
In the face, giving her a black eye, which, according to the lawsuit, prompted Ventura to try and leave the hotel room. The surveillance video obtained by CNN.
Now, the one thing we do say in the Red Pill, when we hear the story of modern women, and shout out to Coach Greg Adams for pointing this out. The one thing we do say is, why didn't she leave? Why didn't she leave? She stayed. Why didn't she leave? Well, she tried to leave. She tried to leave. Unfortunately, Diddy caught up to her.
And then begins as she enters the hallway. The complaint says as she exited, Mr. Combs awoke and began screaming at Miss Ventura. He followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. The complaint goes on to say he grabbed her and then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her. In the surveillance video, Combs can be seen grabbing Ventura and throwing her to the ground. As Ventura lies on the ground, Combs then kicks her twice and attempts to drag her on the floor.
Yeah, this is despicable behavior. And this is what you do not. This is how emotional men act. Stoic men, see, women try to, like, the reason why women don't act like they don't trust stoic men is because they can't control the stoic men through emotion. Women control men through emotion. So this right here, whatever she did, I don't know what she did to antagonize this guy, to get him out there, because she did something. He wasn't just mad. She did something. Whatever she did to get this guy, she was controlling his emotions. So whatever she did, and he retaliated, he went up and did this. And this is what happens when you get an emotional man. See, women want emotional men because they're easy to control. Like I said before, women look at relationships as a power dynamic. They don't look at it as love. It's a power dynamic. So women like these emotional men to control them. However, they don't realize that some of these emotional men could lose their mind. This is why you get these men that be doing all the extra stuff you see on these true crimes and stuff like that. Those are emotional men. A stoic man, a man who is stoic, he's able to control his actions. And because it's not just on women as well, because he could blow up on another man, and then that dude could could reverberate to another problem. That's what we're going to talk about with the bullying guy. Because that's another emotional man. Quote unquote alpha male adjacent emotional man.
Back to the hotel room. Ventura is seen picking up a hotel phone. Combs seems to walk back to the hotel room, then returns and appears to shove her in.
And here's another thing too. It looks like she did try to get help. And we're actually gonna go over Zone TV, my boy Zone TV's video, which he actually made a good point on there, and I'm actually gonna bring up that point when we get to that video. But I work in the hotel industry, and there is instances of this. I've dealt with instances of this. However, in my case, I stepped in. I stepped in. And I'll tell you this right now. I probably protect more black women than any simp. Any simp that y'all know at this moment. I've witnessed some. I've actually prevented something like this happening. I can tell you that story right now. where it was two black men and two black women. When I get over there, I hear arguing. I was told by the other guest that it was arguing, and the other guest was gonna call the police. I walk up, I see them arguing. The black dude walking away. Now here's what I'm talking. See, and this is where I'm going to instance where you can't just make Cassie all the way innocent. I'm not saying she deserved this, but you can't make her all the way innocent, because while Diddy is despicable for what he did to her, there is something she did to antagonize him. And in my case, in the situation I was privy to, the couple, well, the dude was actually walking away. He turned his back and walked away. The girl pushed him. So after he pushed him, the dude had his hand up, raring to go. I had to stop him like an anime. No! Stop him. Blocked him. Blocked his shot. Blocked his shot. Pushed him away. Luckily, his boy grabbed him. I was like, y'all got to get out of here. Y'all got to get out of here. He grabbed his boy and they dipped. I told the girls, y'all going to have to get out of here too, because they called the police and they're going to come after y'all. So they picked up their stuff and they left. So in my situation, I was able to prevent stuff like this. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened with this hotel. I don't know why they took this bribe or they took this money or what's going on with this. Hey, this is why hotels are getting a bad rep. Let's continue.
In a corner. Moments later, he can be seen throwing an object in her direction. According to Ventura's now settled lawsuit, the pair began dating several years after they met in 2005. They parted ways in 2019. Combs' attorney said the decision to settle was in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Ventura declined to comment on the video, but her attorney told CNN the gut-wrenching video has only further confirmed the disturbing and predatory behavior of Mr. Combs. Words cannot express the courage and fortitude that Miss Ventura has shown in coming forward to bring this to light. The video hasn't been seen publicly before and comes on the heels of a series of civil lawsuits alleging Combs' involvement in sex trafficking and sexual abuse. Allegations Combs has repeatedly denied. In a December 2023 statement, Combs
now it's starting to look kind of true. Like, all that sex trafficking stuff is starting to look true. Like, now they didn't release this, all this stuff is starting to look kind of, I believed all that stuff. I honestly, personally, but Diddy's a weirdo. Diddy's always been a weirdo to me. So I don't know.
Responded to the claims in all the lawsuits, saying, "Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged." CNN has reached out to representatives for Combs for comment. Of abuse against.
Damn. Again, this is what these modern women get when it comes to emotional men. Now you see P-Diddy wilding out. No one can really check him. And look, I get it. If the allegations are true, this dude is gangster. He was able to get away with murder several times. He was able to get away with murder and pinning on the other people. But a lot of these dudes don't get checked. And that's because Diddy himself is a bully. Now I'm gonna tell you why. When I get to that bully, when I get to that bully video, I'm gonna tell you why bullying is good, and why young children need to get bullied today. They need to. because they're really soft. They're really soft in this generation or this new generation. But we'll continue. We'll continue. Shout out to my boy Zone TV. We're gonna watch his. He went on a podcast and he gave his 2 cents on this P Diddy situation, and we're gonna hear what he said right here.
What's happening?
Yes, sir. Salute, MREC. Salute to the Rec Mob. Just real quick. So first of all, I do not believe in hope, and I do not believe in karma. I only believe in what's real.
Mm-hmm.
What we got to remember is why are we allowed to see this? Because everything we're allowed to see on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, we're allowed to see. Mm-hmm. So we got to remember, yeah, we see it. I don't condone violence in relationships, men with women, women with men. I do not condone that. But we got to understand, Diddy did that. Cassie stayed with him an extra 3 years, and then she.
Yo, he making a good point with that. Why are we seeing this now? Why didn't this come out when the lawsuit came out? You know, I get Diddy bought the video, whatever. He paid the hotel or whatever. Why are they just showing it this now? Maybe it's because the feds. I don't know. The Fed. I don't know. And then Cassie stayed for another 3 years. Now we did see her try to run away. We did try to see her run away in the video, but she's still an extra 3 years. 1 year, maybe I get it. But 3? Yo. All right, let's continue.
He filed that survivor's lawsuit on the last day of that lawsuit. So what we got to ask ourselves, why are we just now seeing this? Because the way that I see it, the hotel, this happened in 2016. The hotel that withheld that videotape is just as liable as what Diddy did to Cassie.
I agree with him on that. I agree because, and this is why in my situation, when I told my story, I had to intervene. I'm not trying to say, oh, I was trying to protect a woman from that man from hurting her. Nah, I was thinking about myself. If that dude hurt that woman in the hotel, I'd be liable because I was the guy that was in the front desk supposed to be watching the hotel. If something happened, I gotta watch the guest. So that hotel, I agree with Zone. That hotel should be liable for just as what Diddy did because they knew about it and they didn't stop it. Nor did they, call the police and try to help or anything like that. Because that could get them sued. That could get them sued.
Cassie is, I can't really say too much on that, but if any woman that's staying with a man for 3 extra years after something like that, you're playing the game too. You're part of the game. This is the game. This is what we're seeing. So without getting too emotional and all that, because I'm 35, I've seen some things. People older than me have seen some things. We know what it is. This is not new. So we just got to understand, don't let...
He's right, though. Someone was playing the game. A lot of the situations that be happening be mutual combat. And look, I'm not trying to condone what Diddy did, but we don't know what Cassie be doing too. This just don't have it on camera. Cassie was there for 3 extra years. If she was that scared, she should have been got out of there. I know Diddy is powerful, but at the same time, she was able to leave. When she she was able to leave, got herself a new husband and everything.
Let this distract us from what we really need to be paying attention to in our personal lives.
Correct.
And don't let our emotions, get us all...
That might be
wrapped up. So that's all I want to say, Emre.
Salute, King.
Yes, sir.
And I agree with Zone on that. Like, don't let. While this is bad, this is horrible. Don't get wrapped up into this. Unfortunately, this already happened. What we gonna do about it now? Are they even gonna arrest Diddy? Are they even gonna arrest Diddy for this? That's the one thing I'm like on, because what Diddy did is horrible and despicable. He got sued. He lost money from this. But are they going to arrest him? Because at this point, I'm personally only talking about it because it's the breakdown of what kind of man Diddy is. I personally don't care about the whole situation. Not to say I don't care about Cassie or whatever, but I don't necessarily care about the whole situation. Because unfortunately, Diddy done did what he did. Unless there's a trial where he's going to get arrested for this and go to prison, there's nothing we could do about Holly Weird. All right? Except just show it. Now, we're going to do one more breakdown of Diddy apologizing, doing an apology. And we're going to talk about this real quick and see what he's talking about.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
I'm laughing at this because he did this after he got caught. He didn't do this beforehand. He didn't make this after he broke up with Cassie and make this video. So sorry for all this or whatever. He did this after he got caught. And before, when we played that CNN video, he made a post saying, I didn't do none of that. People were trying to. So I'm taking this apology, quote unquote, with a grain of salt. I don't believe his apology. I never believe an apology if it comes from a man or woman. We got concrete evidence of what the hell is going on. And that's just one of the allegations he did. We don't know the rest. We don't know about the rest. He was able to put a murder on Shine. And Shine had to go to prison. What does that say about what this man could do? Now let's break this down, because women, this is what you're going to hear when an emotional man does things to you that you don't like. This is what you're going to hear.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life.
First of all, and look, I get it because he is a public figure. He got to go on camera to apologize and all that stuff like that. But honestly, he should have just called. Well, I mean, maybe he can't. Maybe he can't. And maybe he made this video. Maybe he should have just made this video for Cassie. I don't know. I know he has to speak on this, but going on social media to apologize or to talk about your situations, I don't know. It's just not a good look for a man to me. But I get it. He's the public figure. He got to go on social media. He might not be able to talk to Cassie, apologize directly. Maybe he already did. I don't know. But hey, this is always, you know what I'm saying, always not a good move.
Sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Of course it is, man, because you can't spin it. You can't spin it, bro. It's clear cut what he did. You can't. Beforehand, he was like, before the video dropped, he said people were putting, mud on my name. You had his son trying to do a diss track to 50 Cent. Now look at him. 50, oh man, if 50 come back with a diss track, man, that's gonna be ridiculous. Oh Lord, that's gonna be ridiculous. But of course, it's inexcusable because you can't spin it. Money can't help. Before he paid the hotel to get that camera, to get that footage.
I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy.
Now, I know some people might say, therapy is good. Therapy, some people take therapy. Personally, I don't think men should be taking therapy. Now, this man had to take therapy. It only means one thing. This dude does not have emotional intelligence. This guy is way too emotional. When a guy has to take therapy, look, I get it. Mentally things are tough and you got to talk to somebody. And therapy is probably the best way. That's probably the only way if you have no friends or whatever. But if somebody like Diddy has to take therapy, something wrong. Something is wrong. Like I get it, you might have to take therapy and you're broke and life is hard, life is tough. But Diddy is a multi-billionaire. I'm exaggerating. But he has to take therapy. Something is wrong. He is emotional and he's going to do stuff like what he did in that video. Any man that, look, I get this depression and all that stuff. I've been down that road before. But any man that's living moderately comfortably, maybe slightly better, and then he's talking about he got to go to therapy, yeah, you might have to get away from him, sis. You might have to get away from him, sis. This dude is not going to channel his emotions correctly. Because this is what women don't realize. If a man, we're talking about the male adjacent. We ain't talking about these simp type dudes that's gonna cry or whatnot. These male adjacent, because Diddy's older than me, so he grew up at a time where boys ain't supposed to cry and bottle in your feelings and all that type of stuff. So when it got to my generation was trying to promote, oh, you boys can cry, boys can be emotional, boys could do this, boys could do that. So now all men, kind of breaking loose on how they feeling and what they're talking about for the good and for the bad. But for men, their outlet for emotion has always been aggression. It's nature. It's nature for men to be aggressive. And any man that's going to lash out in his emotions, and he's not stoic, is going to do exactly what P-Diddy did.
I'm going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
All right.
It's so difficult to reflect.
All right. So that's the P-Diddy saga. The P-Diddy saga. I wonder what more is going to happen in 2020. We're not even in June yet. 2024 is already crazy. 2024 is already crazy. All right, we're gonna do one last video before we end it here. And shout out to Mr. Goodbread. Actually, hold on. Before we continue, I actually found this little nugget, and I want to get your thoughts on this. I don't know if I have any thoughts on this. We'll see what it says. Charleston White. Let's. Charleston White forgives Diddy. Now, I usually agree with Charleston White. I don't know if I agree with him on this. Let's see what he said. Let's see what he says.
Now, just think. Cassius stayed 15 years. Now, you can't make me believe a motherfucker took a 15-year crucial beating and never called the police. Not once. Never escaped. Never paused him. Never slit his throat. You want me to believe Cassius stayed 15 years and it was all bullshit. You lying to me. And plus, man, if I'm spending that kind of money on you, man, don't tell me what I do to you. I mean, you got goddamn lie. And I just want to tell all the bitches just saying Puffy need to go to jail. He paid that hoe. Gave that hoe $30 motherfucking million. Now I cry with the poor nigga bitch who get her ass kicked and get her eyes blacked and all that type of shit and don't get $1 from these broke ass niggas who been kicking their ass. At least the rich nigga can pay the hoe. Fuck is you talking about? Nigga, that's what happened when you get your high value man. High value man go do some high value man shit. And that
Yo, and you know what? I agree with him on that. And this is another thing, this is another aspect that people don't talk about high value men. And this is kind of what Kevin Samuels was trying to teach people about high value men when he said that high value men don't cheat, they exercise options. It wasn't a go ahead for cheating. It was letting these model women know that the high value men gonna do high value stuff. Now, is it gonna be cheating? Maybe. Most likely, the high value man is gonna cheat. However, that high value man might also put hands on you. That's the one thing they forget about this high value man. they sometimes high value men do some other stuff besides cheating. But Kevin Samuels was trying to get y'all ease into that. Ease into that. Ladies, this, you know what I'm saying, might get you an average man. I'm telling you. Sometimes a high value man might pull a Diddy on you.
That was some high value man shit. Running down the whole for the record. Now just think. Cassius stayed 15 years. Now you can't make me believe a motherfucker took a 15 year. Well, I just want to say this. In some relationships, some people like fighting and fucking and making up. Shit, nigga, I know mine and my uncle did. And then just think, man, they was fucking and getting high together. They blown.
Hey, he's not wrong about that. Some couples do like to fight and then link up and smash again. I had a girl like before the girl that made me go red pill. She used to try to argue with me, and then when she argued with me, she wanted to smash, and I'm like, yo, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I'm not dealing with that.
Blowing cocaine, doing mollies. Now, don't act like Cassie don't like to fuck and freak. And I'm sure, man, come on now. Nah, man, y'all ain't fit to trick me to go against Diddy because he was whooping his bitch. And matter of fact, the bitch ain't come out and said, well, I just want to say this.
You're wrong about that.
In some relationships,
that's what that
some
whole.
people
That's
like.
what that whole. That's what that whole lawsuit was about. That's what the whole lawsuit was about. I mean, I don't think I can forgive Diddy. Now he made some good points. I'm not gonna lie. He did make some good points, but Charles Survive's wilding out on this one. All right, let's finish it up. And please hit that like button, guys. I much appreciate that. Hold on. All right. Yeah, please hit that like button, guys. And we're going to show this last video about this father who jumped his daughter's bully's father. And I'm going to get my 2 cents on this because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, to the 7-year-old girl who had to watch me and my brothers jump her daddy after school. I'm sorry.
And shout out to Mr. Goodbread for giving me this video. You can tell by the Mr. Goodbread music on the background. It's this video. Let's watch this.
To the 7-year-old girl who had to watch me and my brothers jump her daddy after school, I'm sorry. I know that was probably a traumatizing experience for you, but we kept asking you to stop bullying my daughter and you wouldn't listen. We sent letters home. We even had a meeting with you and your parents and you wouldn't listen. So now you know your actions have consequences. And since you're too young to receive those consequences, you had to watch your daddy take those consequences. Get some therapy. You'll be all right. To the 7-year-old.
All right, let's break this down because he's all the way wrong with this. And this is another emotional man. This is another emotional man right here. This is another emotional man. Sometimes this sometimes what emotional man would do, and they don't realize how this could be terrible for the family. Now let's break this down. Let's start this over.
To the 7-year-old girl who had to watch me and my brothers jump her daddy after school, I'm sorry. I know that was probably a traumatizing experience for you, but we kept asking you to stop bullying my daughter and you wouldn't listen. We sent letters home. We even had a meeting with you and your parents and you wouldn't listen. So,
and this is my problem right here. I get it. I get it. You did all you can. You try to meet up with the father. You did letters, but at the end of the day, the daughter is still going to do what she's going to do. What you should have did as a father was teach your kid how to fight and stand up for themselves. So let's break down his folly first, and then we're going to break down why bullying could
so now you know your actions have consequences, and since you're too young to receive those consequences, you had to watch your daddy take those consequences.
And that's stupid. That is stupid. First of all, we live in a soft generation. We live in a soft generation. Because back even in my generation, if you used to do that, and then your parent used to and depending on the age, the parent find out that you a bully, you would get punished by that father or parent just because you respected your elders, and the parents actually had control over children. Now, a lot of times, yes, he would go and talk to the parent. You would go and talk to their parent or whatnot. But there was a lot of times where you could, as not necessarily a stranger, but as an adult, punish the neighbor's children. Because there was that respect for elders back in at least my generation anyway. Because as a child, you actually realize that you're still a child. Even if you go outside, you feel you can do anything you want. There is scary situations at times. Boys realize this. You're going to get some scary situations at times. You're like, damn, I wish I had my parent. I wish I had some type of adult. So you respect your elder. So what this guy is doing, and he just got to realize how he's messing up. Okay, he's going after the father. I get it. Okay, the child too young to receive some type of punishment. Now you're going after the father, him and his brothers. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem that people don't even think about. This could have been a whole type of situation if the father that he beat up had a weapon and deleted him and his brothers. It would have been a whole situation if that father had a weapon on him. Or let's just say, the daughter is learning how to be a bully from the father. What if the father tries to retaliate? Again, we live in a society where men are more emotional that would do stuff like beat down the father of a kid because the kid bullying his kid. Stop teaching your kid to be soft. Teach your kid how to fight. Teach your kid how to fight. Shout out to Zone TV when he went on the Good Bread show and he said, "Oh, I had to teach my daughter how to fight, and if she still let it go, that's on her." Exactly, it's on her. You're not gonna do anything. You just caused a whole mess of problems, and this is what some
Get some therapy. You'll be all right.
You trying to tell her? You trying to tell her to get some therapy after you traumatized her yourself? Now I get it. Her daughter is fighting, is bullying your daughter, but you gotta teach your daughter how to fight. You as a parent cannot step in. What if you had died the next day? That'd have been a whole bunch of bad luck. What if that bullying daughter didn't take the hint and bully your daughter even more? That could have made her more aggressive. Again, men who don't think like this, men who think like this, men who are emotional and not stoic, they don't realize their actions actually has a ripple effect of other consequences that can harm your family, even your generations down the line. It's crazy. The sins of the father are the sins of the son. People forget that. People don't remember that saying. Because now people are emotional, do whatever you want, and why should you worry about it? Because you don't realize that actions, even as a man, your actions have consequences. Let's for example use Nipsey Hussle. When Nipsey Hussle got deleted, the dude's cousins got taken out the next day or like the next couple of days. The dude who did it, I think it was Eric something, Slutty Cuz, whatever his name is. His cousins got taken out the next day. Now, we don't know who did it, but it was a ripple effect of what he did to Nipsey. And this is what men don't realize they could do. This is also part of protection. You holding in your feelings, being stoic, and thinking logically through a situation.
Girl who had to watch me and my brothers jump her daddy after school. I'm sorry. I know that was probably a traumatizing experience for you. But we kept asking you to stop bullying my daughter and you wouldn't listen. We sent letters home. We even had a meeting with you and your parents and you wouldn't listen. So now you know your actions have consequences.
And this is this is also a problem. You also don't realize, look, let's just say this would have worked. This probably would have worked on a boy. This would not have worked on a girl. Because girls are coddled. Look at what you're doing as a man, fighting your daughter's battles. Girls and women are coddled. So let's just say the same scenario, you did this, and this is for your lesson. You might have made a point if this was a young boy bullying, because boys sometimes get it, that their actions have consequences if they see their loved ones hurt. But girls don't have that. Girls are vindictive as hell because they're coddled and protected all their lives. So you don't even know if this might have worked. This might not even work. Again, you might have caused a whole can of problems.
And since you're too young to receive those consequences, you had to watch your daddy take those consequences. Get some therapy. You'll be all right.
And one more thing. How do you not know that your actions cause more violence towards that child? How do you not know the father took his vengeance for you on the child? A whole can of worms that people don't think about. A whole can of worms that people don't think. You don't know the situation in the house. She might be bullying as a response to an abusive situation in the house. You don't know why this kid is bullying. So what if you cause a ripple effect to now this child's going to get harmed by the father or the parents because you beat him up out of nowhere? Again, this guy not thinking logically. This is what happens when you have an emotional single mother raised hell of a son. He might have caused a whole can of worms to emotionally damage and physically damage his child, her child, himself, his family, other families, because he put his brothers into this. Men who act like this are trouble. Men, you have to be stoic. You have to be, not saying you have to be emotionless. You just have to keep your emotions in check. If you need to cry, go to the bathroom real quick. Go to the bathroom, cry a little bit. Okay, and then get back up when you're done and then brush it off. You ain't got to lash out. You ain't got to fight. You ain't got to put your hands on nobody. You ain't got to do nothing like that. And the problem with these men today, they get emotional. They get around. Shout out to Mr. Goodbrad. He did the video earlier. They get around negative women, and they intake those negative energy, and then they start lashing out and doing negative stuff. You guys are not stoic. You're emotional, and then you're letting this woman emotionally control you as a man and to lash out in violence. Because again, even Kemba 7 used to do this. Men realize that we have a low level of violence in all of us. That's why we don't just go around insulting each other like this. It's not like we're scared. It's that we're cautious. We have what's the saying? We're full of caution. Like we realize this danger. This has a ripple effect if we start a fight randomly. I wish I could tell you this movie. This is one movie where this guy, a Korean guy, it's a Korean movie where this guy deletes this dude's wife. The dude's a secret agent. He hunts down this dude, but he keeps reviving him. But when he revives him, has a ripple situation that takes out his other family members. Y'all men got to realize that when you guys lash out emotionally and put your hands on people, not just women, on people, men, women, men, and children, you cause a ripple effect that could harm more people than you realize. You can have outside harm than you realize. This is why we have, maybe a lot of times this is why we have serial killers. Serial killers come from an abusive background because they had emotional men beat them down. Not discipline. There's a difference between discipline and beat downs. We have some of these serial killers come from beat downs, and then they taking it out on random strangers, random strangers that minding their own business. All right, so we're gonna end it here, guys. I appreciate you guys checking it out. We'll come back tomorrow and do some other stuff. But hope you guys have a good rest of the night. Stay safe. If you can find yourself a wholesome woman, not a wholesome woman, then you go ahead and take that. But if you can't, purge these women out of your life, fellas. Purge them out your life. Purge them. All right, guys, stay safe. I'll talk with y'all soon. Peace.